So I'm not sure how interesting this is going to be, but it's a project, so I'll record it. So, about 20 years ago, we bought this at Home Depot. It is a 9 pod or opening container. I haven't seen any like this. I've seen ones with less holes, but none like this. So I'm glad we didn't throw it out. I just have it on an indoor pot rolling cart, and I put a mixture of sand and gravel in the bottom, so when the water leaks out, it dries and doesn't just leave a pool of water for mosquitoes. I don't remember if I drilled holes down through the bottom or not, but in any case, it doesn't just leave a pool of water at the bottom, it goes into the sand and gravel. So I got a bunch of the pink Alyssum, and there's way more there than they'll fit in here. And I'm fairly certain, now that I look at it more closely, because I didn't take this with me to the nursery, that's not going to be enough dirt, but there is some dirt in here. So I'm hoping, after I get all this dumped into there, that a combination of that plus this will give me a bunch of flowers, and then that can sit in the yard. So that's what we're going to try. So first I have to take all the stuff out of the old pot. On the top there was a bunch of accumulated leaves, and then because I had a bunch of stones in there just to make it the top look a little better and be pouring onto stones versus dirt, I dug all the stones out. There I'm trying to get the one spot that had a fern that died in. And initially I was thinking, well, maybe I'll just try and dig the dirt out far enough that I can get down to where the openings are, because there's another 6 or 8 inches below that. Didn't need to. That didn't work. I pulled the fern and it all came out, so just dump it all out. That was a bunch of the roots and things, and now I'm just filling in the dirt from before and packing it in to get it down in there up to the bottom row of holes. And now I'm putting some of the pink Alyssums in and tilting them downward, a little bit sideways, some a little bit downward. The roots will expand out in the dirt once they start growing. And then I got partway up and realized, yeah, I should probably put some of the new stuff in, because it has some of the newer ingredients, better fertilizer, all that kind of stuff. So I put that down in, and then I realized, okay, if I fill that all up, what am I going to do with the dirt in the bucket? So I went back to using the dirt in the bucket, because I didn't want to have to put that into the bag. And it turns out I guessed just about correctly, because as it turns out, when I was done, it all fit. And I got to here, and it's like, what am I going to do with these other 3? All right, take that back out, put the 3 in the top, because otherwise I'm going to have to figure out where to plant them, and this way I'm done. And so I got the dirt from in there, spaced around, squished it down in, got some more dirt, dumped it all out. Didn't make too much of a mess, so it was a successful thing. But yeah, it came out pretty cool. Alright, that came out pretty good. There were a bunch of rocks and stuff down in the top. Put all those down around the bottom and edges and stuff. But I got 2 packs of 6, and since there were 9 holes, I got 1 in each hole, and decided to just put 3 in the top rather than just having nothing there, and that way I at least used them up, or planted them. Otherwise I'd have 3 more that I'd have to plant somewhere, and this way they'll come up over and hopefully down the sides. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It turns out I was right to get that bag of mulch, the 8 quarts, because I used about half to 3/4 of that bag and all the dirt that was in the pot originally. That was potting soil originally. Back when we first did this, I had a whole bag of peat moss. It wasn't real planting peat moss. It was the kind to use for potting, indoor fake plants. But I needed something to add in there to try and help make sure the water went down. So that all went to dirt. And that's why it went from this original level down to about here, soil-wise. And so, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think it'll work. We'll see. I'm not sure, but it's at least, since this is sitting in the yard, it's at least now pretty sitting in the yard versus, you know, an empty planter that looks horrible. I mean, it's chipping and beat up, but yeah, we got flowers. So very cool.